Austin Reeves on Murray. Keep him on Murray. I don't want to see no AD. Look at Rui. He's just like looking at the ground.
Oh God.
What the fuck? He jumped on him. To be honest, if Prince saw it first,
Oh no
why
way.
didn't Prince just run up?
That's a good question.
That's Loki a foul.
Is that it? Dude, Jamal Murray owns this fucking team. All right, so we watched this a couple times. I mean, I've watched it on my own because I've had it in my recordings. Well, I've just gone back and watched it a couple times. Next time for our reaction, we maybe to get our faces in it so you can actually see the despair in real time. But
You should. I was crying.
yeah, right there, Rui. Rui was supposed to step up. Prince was telling him to step up. He didn't step up. And, yeah.
Wow.
Jamal Murray. Well, PJ, the Lakers, as of last night, have been eliminated from the NBA playoffs in 5 games. You don't have to go too in-depth, but just how do you feel about the NBA season? How about the Lakers season? How bad did it hurt, if at all? Maybe it didn't hurt too bad.
It hurt a lot.
Really?
I'm pretty sure your cousin hurt a lot too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, to be fair, I remember we were talking last night. I was like, to be honest, it's this series, and what's gonna happen next is gonna be the most exciting series that we're gonna have.
Yeah. We'll get to that. I was just curious how you felt as a Lakers fan because a lot of people, including Lakers fans, didn't really give this series. Like you weren't too hopeful. Like you knew what you were going up against. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. Maybe it was kind of like, all right, well, we kind of saw it coming, so maybe it wasn't too bad.
I mean, everything after that game, the Dwight Howard post. Have you seen that one?
I don't think I saw the Dwight Howard post. What's the Dwight Howard post?
He said that we should have just kept the same team that went to the bubble.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fair.
It went 3 straight back to back. I don't know about 3 straight, but maybe another one.
Three's a lot, but that team was definitely had the pieces compared to this team. I mean, not even close.
I feel like in a sense they had pieces, but I don't even remember their starting point guard. It was Rajon Rondo.
It was a Rondo. Yeah,
if they had that same team, I don't know if they would get another chip, but I know they would probably stop the Nuggets.
They would
somehow, some way.
I mean, they do a lot better than what they have now. Just straight up. So, regardless of how far they would actually go. But with the Lakers gone, we are once again back on the is LeBron retiring train. I've heard conflicting reports about what he's going to do. I saw one report saying he's going to become a free agent next year, which would mean he would decline his player option. I saw another report saying he's going to re-sign with the Lakers for a 2 or 3 year extension. I'm not even giving those reports that much credibility because it's like they just lost. There's so much that
they just lost.
There's so much that could happen between now and even the draft for the potential Bronny reunion or whatever. So I'm not even going that deep with that. I just I know the conversation's coming. LeBron put out a tweet today pretty much saying, I'm still thinking. I haven't decided anything. So, hey, LeBron, whatever you do, I'm sure you'll be fine. I don't think he's gonna retire. I don't think
he should.
I think he's definitely good enough to keep playing. And if he does want to play with 100%. Bronny, it's like now or never. I guess LeBron's freaky enough to play 2 years, so 2 more years. So who knows?
You even say 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, depends. Depends on just how long he wants to go. But the other Laker news that I think Lakers fans will be rejoicing. It sounds like Darvin Ham will be relieved of his duties as the Lakers head coach. He started saying some stuff on the in the press conferences that you only say when you know you're getting fired. Where he's pretty much saying that like some of the starters were he literally like quote like direct quote some one of the starters is like shitting the bed for 10 games straight. So he didn't name a starter, he didn't say anything specific. It's he just said that and it's like okay, well, if he's saying stuff like that, he probably already knows that he's gone. So Lakers probably be on the lookout for a new coach next during this offseason. BJ, how do you feel about the potential departure of Darvin Ham?
In a sense, I know a lot of Laker fans like it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I've been defending Ham for the regular season
oh
because I
really?
understand to an extent where it's like he's putting out these experimental lineups, but I know it's not like helping the team succeed. Although after the second half, which is uh after All Star game,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, I don't know what their actual record was, but at one point they were 20-8. Um, I only liked it because he would put Wood and Hayes at center, so AD could play the four,
Hmm.
and so they can feel the physic, physicality of playing against other centers. I've said that on the last episode,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but just his IQ on for the playoffs, I don't, and other shit. It's a good let go. I mean, what they just need to do is work on their roster again in the off season, and we'll see from there. Depends if LeBron comes back, if AD's healthy for that season, D'Lo's still here, whatever. No,
And we can go more in depth with that for a future video I have in mind.
definitely.
But for now, there's a lot going on in the playoffs, a lot more we got to talk about. So we're gonna keep it pushing. Speaking of coaches and dysfunction, the Phoenix Suns have been 4-0 swept by the Timberwolves. And what do you know? Literally, I think it was the night of or the next day, the Frank Vogel hit pieces started coming out. The the players leaking stories and whatnot about how they didn't like Vogel. Kevin Durant came out and he said that he never felt comfortable with his role in the offense. He felt not involved enough in plays, like they weren't drawn up for him enough, and he was relegated to the corner far too often. That's just one story. Another one is that apparently that game where they were down to the Clippers like 32-4. After the game, Frank Vogel, he was pissed off, rightfully so, because his team was playing like complete ass, and the team kind of brushed him off. They were like they thought it felt forced. They thought that like they couldn't take him seriously, and like one player was like trying not to laugh. So the hit pieces are coming out for Frank Vogel. We've had a couple Suns guests on here. They've said they are not fans of Frank Vogel. But I think the team had bigger issues than him. PJ, how do you feel about the Suns getting swept? And don't hold back. I don't care if
I mean, take it back. We had him going in 6. I've only said that because I'm a true cat hater, but I have to respect Cat for playing these games. These games were good for him. The matchups against him and KD, crazy. That was really a mismatch. Um, I'm pretty sure we had our guest today. I wonder how they would react because that's their team, and we did hear from Caleb and Brandon, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
There you go.
Caleb and Brandon that they didn't like Frank Vogel, and before we even started that podcast, I was talking to Caleb about it, and he's like, "Dude, Frank Vogel sucks." I was like, "All right, that's all I needed to hear." If you hear a bad coach, it's not going to go good in the playoffs.
In Frank Vogel's defense, and I think we talked about this off off camera. I think the team, regardless of who the coach was, I think they were doomed. The roster construction of like
Bradley Beal.
of the 3 stars specifically, like these specific 3 stars, is a terrible fit. Uh,
One of the
it
worst
doesn't
super teams in history,
it
for
just
sure.
doesn't this does not even. I mean, if we're just calling it a super team, a team that's like a big three, this is 100% one of the worst big threes I've ever
Ever.
seen. Like the team, the synergy is just really bad. That their styles of play don't mesh together. They don't complement each other's games. It's just a mess. So even if Frank Vogel was bad, which he very well could have been, I just think that any coach would have struggled to really find success with this team. Um, yeah, it was
I'm,
gross.
I don't know. I feel like with this team that they had, in my opinion, they would have at least made it past second round. Depends on who they played. They played the Nuggets, it's a sweep, or maybe win in five. I believe that. Like I
Ah,
feel like they could have.
no.
It's the usage of their bench and how they play together versus dealing with a shitty coach and not using their bench. Their bench this year is better than last year's. So
I well, I think if it was that close, they would have won a game off the Timberwolves. I don't think good coaching is gonna save them against.
it's utilizing your lineup with your coach because the coach just decides who goes in and out.
No, I get that, but I don't think the bench is saving this team from the Nuggets or the Timberwolves.
Oh, definitely not.
That's
But
what
I'm
I'm
saying
saying.
if they won a couple games in the playoffs,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do better in the regular season. I mean, that's just a whole different thing. If they have a different coach, seeing how that plays out with how that coach plays those certain players during the regular season that heads to the playoffs. I mean, who knows from there? But we just saw how it looked with Frank Vogel. It's not that great. Vogel did not see a minute on the floor.
I
Apparently,
mean,
this guy's supposed to be compared to Wembanyama.
okay. Well, that's though. There's only one singular reason he's compared to Wembanyama. He is not. He's nowhere close to that guy in terms of skill. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just gets. He might just got bullied. They got some nasty big men down there. Maybe they needed that though. I don't know. All I'm saying is,
No,
all I'm saying is, I don't think there's any coach they could have that's available, that would have been available this offseason, that would have saved the Suns from from the wrath of the other top teams in the West. That's really the.
I don't.
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. I don't get if they didn't really like the coach that much. Why didn't they pull the Bucks and just say you should hit the hay?
I mean,
I
even
think we need to find a new coach.
even what the Bucks did was unprecedented. But people were saying they shouldn't have even hired Frank Vogel in the first place because he's like a defensive coach and all their stars
Yeah, I
are
was gonna say that.
offensive players. So, but like, so that's a whole nother conversation. We can get into that another time. One more team that we have to mourn the loss of, the New Orleans Pelicans have been 4-0 swept as well by the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah,
PJ, what are your thoughts on
I had
this?
them in six. So the first and the fourth game, the first game was really tight. I had my friends over and shit, and like I think the final score was like 94-96. One of my homies was like, "Dude, this shit's gonna go to overtime," and I'm like, "That's what it's looking at like right now." And then the next two games after that, I think the Pelicans were like, "Ah, we can't do this shit no more." And then the fourth game, it was close again, and then it's just over. It was just over from there. There's no point coming back and try to play 4 more games. I think it's open for the Pelicans and off season. I have ideas that Brandon Ingram's gonna leave. Who knows? I don't know what's left on his contract, but the way how he's been played, like the playing game when they subbed out Brandon Ingram for the last 5 minutes. I don't know what's going on with the Pelicans. So
There are
right there, we
rumors.
just gotta wait and see what happens
And there are rumors
in the future.
Brendan Ingram is potentially getting moved this offseason. The Pelicans owner straight up came out and was like, I've seen enough of this lineup. I'm not giving them the just give them a year be healthy anymore. Like something needs to change. So there's gonna be movement on the Pelicans this offseason. So Brendan Ingram is potentially the first one on the block. And I remember I read you his stats against the Thunder. Those stats I think included the play-in because they honestly sounded too good, even though he was shooting like 40%. His actual
Yeah.
stat, his actual stats, I think he has 15 points on like 35% from the field. Like
Damn.
it was pretty tough. Lou Dort put him in the torture chamber. That's what he does. So one of the proposed room or trades that I've seen circling around of people of what people think is like a good fit. Brandon Ingram for Darius Garland, giving the Pelicans a point guard instead of
Yeah.
CJ
Jose
McCollum
Alberto.
and
Okay.
Jose. Yeah, I mean both of them. Give them Darius Garland and then give the Cavaliers Brandon Ingram for I'm guessing more scoring. I'm not entirely sure why they would. I'm not entirely sure what the fit is for that team, to be
In
honest.
this, in a sense, it fits out for the Cavs. They've been looking for that third piece to the small forward piece, but it doesn't make sense because you're losing that the playmaking player unless they're searching in the off season for a new playmaker.
Hmm.
Uh, but I could see that. I was actually thinking of Brandon Ingram going to the East. I think that would be fine, perfect. I think they should keep Trey Murphy. Trey
Right.
Murphy Jr. is a solid piece, but today's not an off-season episode. I would talk hell a lot. Tell a lot. I'll talk a
Right.
lot about it right now, but I'll save more of those for later.
We'll have a whole lot of episodes about a whole lot of off season stuff. So hey,
A lot of ideas.
if you're watching and you're a freak, you're into off season stuff, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe
Turn
because
on the notification bell too.
hit the bell
Hit the
because
bell.
we're really ballers like that. You know, we're really into ball like that. So hit subscribe if you are too, because we got a lot of fun stuff coming related to the off season. But yeah, Brandon Ingram, he might be on the move. Uh, he just was not. He just could not get going, and I will really want to see Zion play in the playoffs. Please, we got blue balled
Throw that boy
again.
to the east.
We got blue balled again this year.
Throw him to
Zion,
the east.
somebody's got to stay in the West. Why would they even move Zion?
Ah,
They're not even gonna move Zion though. Why would they move Zion?
you got to get his mentality straight first.
They can't move Zion.
Can't stop being with these corn stars and stuff.
Okay. Well, okay. I mean I remember that was a crazy that was a while. It was like a month of like on NBA Circle Jerk on the
Yeah.
subreddit. That was a crazy time. Uh
Bro, Zion Williams is acting like he's an '80s player. He's trying to be Wilt right now, chasing Wilt with numbers.
I just saw a picture of Magic Johnson when he was like younger and he's like surrounded on like a beach by like 20 women and someone was like this was the night it happened. This is the night it happened when
Maybe, maybe not.
he contracted the fucking the disease.
Apparently, that's a conspiracy theory, but we'll save that for another episode.
What? Wait, what?
Um, the AIDS story is just a cover up for something
Oh,
else.
hey, bro. Maybe we'll have a conspiracy theory episode. I don't know about that.
That'd be fun.
uh, but well, yeah, we can still talk about it. So some of the awards, I don't really know why they're releasing them in this fashion. They're kind of releasing the NBA awards at just random intervals. It feels like. I believe the first one they revealed, the clutch player of the year, Steph Curry. Shout out to Steph Curry. He's not in the playoffs. Uh, the coach of the year is Mark Daignault from the Oklahoma City Thunder. The
Mhm.
sixth man of the year, barely beating Malik Monk by like 2 votes, Naz Reid. I believe it was probably Malik Monk's award to win or award to lose until he got hurt. And then he lost some votes to Naz Reid. Now Naz Reid is your sixth man of the year. The most improved player, Tyrese Maxey.
Makes
He
sense.
Kobe White was pretty close behind him, but Maxey ended up winning. And
I don't think it was
then
that close, to be honest.
I thought it was decently close
It's decently close
in the
because
voting.
Kobe White.
In the voting.
Oh, in the voting, but it's because they're looking at the second half season of the Bulls. Because Kobe White, that's where Kobe White stepped up.
Let me pull it up.
The voting, and I know the voting was really close, but in reality, it was
I mean, yeah.
Tyrese Maxey's year.
Yeah. So Maxey had 19 more first place votes, but I think in terms of total votes, like the number of people that voted for them in first, second, and third, Kobe White had more.
Yeah.
But Maxey just got more first place votes. But both those were definitely the top two. Then NBA Basketball Executive of the Year, Brad Stevens of the Boston Celtics,
Okay.
acquired Drew Holiday and Kristaps Tingus Porzingis.
Fingers.
The 3 awards left are the big ones: Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Valuable Player. So those will come out. Those ones seem kind of. I feel like I already know who won those 3, but we'll have to wait and see. We can talk more about that when the time comes. But for now, there's NBA playoffs on as we speak. Yeah, we're recording in the middle of the Magic Cavaliers game. There's 2.5 minutes left, and it's 96-97.
Ooh.
PJ,
He's winning.
I don't know if you have strong opinions about this series, because every meme you see about it is that no one cares about it.
I mean, no one does, but
But how do you
it's
feel?
just such a toss up. We talked about it off camera yesterday. It's just a weird, such a weird scenario of events. I don't know if I phrased that right, but fuck it.
You're good.
Apparently, every win has been at home. So
Yeah.
today the Cavs win. It's a Cavs victory. Tomorrow's the Magic victory,
Right.
and then the next time it's gonna be like the Cavs again. They'll win in 7, whatever.
I
But
did
it's just like
I did pick the
the fuck.
Cavs in 7. So
You did pick the Cavs.
if
Okay,
it
that's
happens,
which is excellent.
okay, so it's not actually available on Hulu, but through other sources, I can see that Donovan Mitchell is shooting free throws. He just missed one. Scores 98-99 with a minute 16 left. How I feel about this series, the unfortunate thing is, and I told you this, every time the game is on, I'm doing something else. So I haven't been able to watch a single one of the 4 games. Like this is right now, this is the most I've been able to actually keep up with it. But I think that if the Cavs lose this series, I think they have to blow something up. They have to
Yeah.
change something, because last year it was the Knicks. Last year was the Knicks. They got bodied by Mitchell Robinson. And then this year, if it's Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, you got to be better than this. Like you just have to be. I'm watching the game right now through my other sources, but excuse me. I'm
Yeah.
just confused at, well, I won't say confused. I'll say I'm not as hip to the game of the Cavaliers, because I figured that with the team they have, they would just be better. but they're not. So I can only assume somebody on this team is fraudulent, but I don't know who it is. That's my uninformed take. And the only other thing I've heard is that Evan Mobley has been getting targeted on defense. And that's really as far as I can go with this team. I don't know if you've heard anything.
Um, I don't know. It's just a weird series of events. Like, I was just gonna finish what I was saying earlier about Jared Allen getting two back-to-back 20 rebounds.
Oh, okay.
What an insane sight to see the first game. And I don't know. It's just, you're right about Evan Mobley, like, being targeted. He's just such a weird. He's a weird fit on this team, to be honest.
Hmm. They kind of had
Like,
they were supposed to have their Twin Towers thing going, but I don't know. I don't know. Like I said,
we're twin.
I'm not hip to this team like that, so I'm not 100%
Like
sure.
a team like this would work like in the 2000s or like in the 90s, but a team with twin towers that are doing good, I would look at the Timberwolves because you got one guy who can shoot from really far,
Right.
and the other guy just stays in the paint. With Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, they just stay in the paint. There's like nothing new going
Hmm.
on with them. It's just hard to work with them.
I feel you. The other game
Uh,
going on right now is Pacers Bucks, and my
the Bucks
poor
are.
the Bucks are up by 3 right now, halfway through the second. Um, that's just so unfortunate that they have lost not one but two of their star players. Damian Lillard also down with injury. It's a fucking shame. It's an absolute disaster. We were robbed. And I said in our bracket prediction, if Giannis doesn't play, it's Pacers in 6. Well, you take Dame out of the equation, now it's Pacers in 5. So I don't. Who knows?
I still
The
think it's
Buck, the
Pacers
Buck,
in
the
6.
Bucks could still win this game, but they're definitely not winning the series now. They had
Oh
a
no,
chance
they're
to win
not.
the series with Dame. Now they don't have a chance.
I still believe it's Pacers in 6. Bucks definitely don't have a chance, but with Chris Middleton finally having the ball in his hands,
Well,
uh, that's where he gets his time to shine. That's
it
the only. That's it.
it's just such a shame, man. I really just watching all the other star players get their shine, bro. Like Maxi hit a nasty shot today. Brunson had a 40-point game. Jokic, MPJ, Jamal Murray, they're still doing their thing. It's like Giannis could have been there, bro. Giannis would have ate on this team, bro. He nobody was stopping Giannis in this series. So I mean,
No, yeah.
it's a shame. People couldn't even stop Dame. So it really is just a feels bad moment where it's like you really wish he could have been there. But if this is the price you pay for winning is
Hold on.
if this is what happens after you win a championship, take the championship. At least they got
Well,
the
we
one.
did something right
At
now. By
least
the way, I didn't mean to stop you in right
oh,
there.
go ahead. What happened?
I just got a tweet that just said Evan Mobley, and I was like, all right, I gotta look at this game real quick.
Yeah,
He blocked the game tying layup.
oh, okay. Hey, good for Evan. He's doing the thing.
My
Game
bad, as you
time.
were saying.
No, you're good. I think my other source is about to pop up with that with that block. But
Oh,
yeah.
my bad. I forgot you're
No, you're
watching the
good. You're
game.
good. No, it just happened. It's fine. But yeah, it's a shame, really, that we don't get to see Giannis and Dame in the playoffs, which is when they were supposed to go crazy. This was supposed to be the time where they both played like animals. But
I feel like
alas,
this is another team that, but unlike the Suns, they're such a different team. I feel like this is another team that didn't work out this season, even though they were second in the league or second in the Eastern
well,
Conference.
the biggest problem is that Dame couldn't get going, but apparently he's getting it going in the playoffs. So it's just
Which is
even if we want to say that it's because Giannis isn't playing, I have a hard time believing that if Giannis was just there in general, he would also just be playing well. And it's just like, okay, well, even if Dame isn't on, at least Giannis is on. So
Yeah,
it's
someone's on.
it just sucks that neither of them are there. We're hoping just to at least have one of them. Like I said, way back, I don't remember what it might have been in our episode with Caleb, but if Giannis isn't there, hopefully we at least get Dame shooting lights out, going toe to toe with Halliburton or whatever. But we've been robbed
Which
of
is
that
would be
too.
fun.
We've been robbed of that too.
Ooh,
Fucking the basketball gods are very mean this year. Uh, yeah, those are the games happening right now. We have Game 5 of Boston versus Miami tomorrow. The Heat are on the brink of elimination. Uh, I feel like the Heat don't really have a chance in this series. I think we already said this, but I mean, they got their one.
I know they're gonna win one.
Yeah, they got their one, and that's kind of what we expected. But realistically, I don't think they have the firepower to keep up. But apparently, I haven't kept up. But Kristaps Porzingis did suffer an injury in that game.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
it's not
it's not.
crucial, but
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing crazy. But also in that game, Bam got underneath Tatum on like a shot after a whistle, and he rolled his ankle. I don't think it was anything crazy.
he's not out.
Yeah. I don't think it was anything crazy, but I just remember watching it. I was like, damn, he rolled his ankle too. I was like, Jesus, because I saw Ant Edwards roll his ankle at the end of the Game 4 against the Suns, and I was like, oh my god. But he's fine too. There's nothing crazy. Porzingis is expected to miss a minimum of several games with a right soleus strain suffered in Game 4. Now, I could be wrong. Okay, no, it says in the article. I was going to say I could be wrong. It says in the article, though. It is the same injury that has kept Giannis out for this postseason. So, all right. So if it's the same injury as Giannis, he might not play until the conference finals, maybe the finals, depending on just how bad it is. I mean, it depends. I assume they would never rush him back because if you rush him back, then it's then he's definitely gone. And I would assume that Tatum, Derek White, Holiday, Jaylen Brown, that they'll be able to beat the Magic or the Cavs without Porzingis. Who knows? Maybe that's just a terrible thing for them. Maybe they really need Porzingis in the series. But I feel like they're gonna try to rest him until at least the conference finals, because it's not because if it's the same, this is the same injury that's keeping Giannis out. I don't know. That's I don't know if you want to fuck with that.
I think it might be longer than how long long Giannis has been out. To be honest, because he's uh not really a strong guy who works on his body. So who knows how long he would be out for. I don't know. I didn't watch the game where he got his injury, or I don't know how he got his injury, but I
So
wonder how crucial it is for him to be out.
so apparently, I think at some point in the game he hurt his ankle or he rolled it or something. Something happened with his ankle, and then later on he had an it was like a non it was like Giannis. It was like non-contact. Like he was just doing his
Oh,
thing, and then he fell, and it was his calf. So I don't know how bad it'll really be. I don't know how long he's going to be out, like for sure. And minimum several games isn't very informative or specific. So we're really just going to have to see with him. But
yeah.
that could be pretty bad, especially if they end up going against, depending on which team they go against in the West. Honestly, any of the teams in the West, any of the top 3 seeds, that'll be a pretty bad loss for them. But hopefully he'll be back by then because the finals isn't until June. So he has 4 weeks until the finals. So hopefully by then he's good. I could see them not playing him the next round at all though. Um, yeah, everyone's good. Everyone
They'll
has
be fun.
injuries. Everyone has injuries. So I think it's the case every year, but whoever is the healthiest going throughout the playoffs is going to win. And speaking of, the Timberwolves, their coach, Chris Finch, has a torn patellar tendon. He is getting surgery, and if he can't post up within the boundaries of the sideline, he will not be allowed to coach from the
What?
sideline. He won't be
And he
allowed to.
just
He's gonna. They said that he's gonna coach from the locker room. And he's gonna communicate to the bench from there, but he won't be allowed to stand or sit or whatever on the sideline if he can't. If he can't stay within the boundary, if he's in a wheelchair or something, whatever
well, can
whatever.
he be in a wheelchair?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's they've already laid out the plan for if he can't be there. So who knows? I mean, it literally everyone is dealing with something, and you would definitely rather your coach be out, not standing there, than when you're important players. Like everyone's dealing with something. The playoffs are a war of attrition. So I feel like some of these games where teams will have to play an extra game because they couldn't get a clean sweep. Those ones might add up. Those 4-1s might be the death of you. So never every game counts. I said the Knicks and Sixers are going to a game 6 now. So you never know how bad that can affect them, especially if something happens in that game. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Then another series, Mavericks Clippers. This has arguably been the best series of the first round. It's arguable. I think if the games keep being as close as they are, it'll surpass the Knicks and Sixers and Lakers and Nuggets. Because those two have had some of the closest, most entertaining games. But if this Mavs Clippers series goes to 7, this might be one of the best first round series we've had in a long time.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if the Cavs and the Magic go to 7. The Clippers, Mavs would be the better team. Well, they're both CM. That's crazy.
Wait, what?
You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, what?
The first initials.
Okay, nice, dude.
Both CM.
I was like,
Just a weird fun fact that just popped
nice,
in my
nice
head.
catch, bro. Nice catch. But for the Clippers, the 2 games they have played without Kawhi, they have won. 2 games with Kawhi they've played, they've lost. Do they just leave Kawhi out? Is he the problem?
I I feel like having Kawhi there they might need him, but I, this might be bad. I think they should rest him
They're
so
winning.
he's healthy. Yeah, so I think they should rest him so they can, if they win, they can have him for the next round. It's just because of chemistry. It all deals with chemistry. They know how they play together without Kawhi, and then when Kawhi's on the court, it just feels different. Um, that's basically how the Suns go.
Hmm.
Having was because Bill was there 50% of the season. When Bill was on the court, he had like 20 points, but then Booker's like touches go down, his shooting goes down, KD's shooting goes down, and so I mean, who knows? I That's how I feel like what they should do with the, the series. If Kawhi rests, then he would have a better knee. But if he feels good to play, then you should put him in. And if you guys are doing better without Kawhi right now, just have that. Just keep on doing what you were doing. But having Kawhi on the floor is having more defense on the floor too.
Yeah.
That's just. I mean, it's the playoffs. I don't think they're gonna do that. Like if Kawhi is like cleared to play, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna make Kawhi play.
Well, maybe. Uh, I don't know what has. I don't know what got into James Harden and Paul George. I think that's just who they are as players. But in the last game, they really carried the team the way that they're supposed to. Harden
Yeah.
Harden went down over and over, hit like 7 floaters to keep giving them buckets. Paul George hit a nasty three from like pretty much behind the backboard. They did some superstar level stuff. So
Yeah.
if they, I mean, even if they just keep that up, they won't need Kawhi. But I don't know. The Kyrie was also looking like Jesus out there. So he don't even believe in Jesus.
You know,
But I said it's been a great series. I mean, as a person that is okay with either of these teams winning, because watching Luca and Kyrie play basketball is fun.
magically.
But also rooting for James Harden, and Westbrook and Kawhi and that. I think that's also cool. So I just hope it goes to 7 because I think it's just a fun series. So rooting for 7 games there, and what's called the one second round matchup that has been confirmed. We touched on it a very tiny bit at the beginning. The Timberwolves versus the Nuggets. Game 1, May 4th. May 4th. It's a Saturday.
May
It's
the
this
fourth.
Saturday, actually. Oh, shit. This Saturday? Wow.
May the
Okay.
fourth be with you.
Yep. Timberwolves versus Nuggets. I mean, we could go more in depth about it another time, but fuck it. Let's just do it now. Because in my eyes, whoever wins this game, this series, is winning the finals.
On
In
God.
my eyes. In my eyes. So
On
we
God.
may as well just get into. We may as well just roll it out right now. Give us your early prediction. You can change it later if you want, but give us your early prediction just in case we don't record by the time the series starts on Saturday. Who is
I
winning
think
this
they
series?
lost every game the against the Nuggets, but
They didn't lose all of them. It was 2-2. It was 2-2.
us two.
Yeah. One of the wins was against no Jamal Murray though. So
Oh,
that's take that how you want, but it is 2-2.
well, at that intensity level that they're playing at, and Ants having an amazing playoff run
Yeah.
so far. I don't think Ant wants to lose this time. Like,
Okay, well, yeah.
so I watched the first round last year,
Well, yeah.
and Ant was carrying that team on its back. Like they had Cap for the last couple games, but like I said, with Kawhi, like since he was injured and it ruins chemistry when you put someone new on the floor. Um, since they got everyone and everyone's going at it, I mean, we just got to see so far because I really want to see that Ant Jamal Murray matchup in the playoffs. I want to see MPJ go at it. I know he might get locked up by McDaniels.
Well, go ahead.
Maybe.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I feel like he can get locked up. He's one of the best defenders on the team. And then it's what it depends on the matchups how it's going. If you have Aaron Gordon at the 4, is that against Cat? Or are they gonna flip it with McDaniels and Cat guards MPJ because he's taller? I don't know how their defense runs. I need to watch more games with them and see how their defense runs. But I know Anthony Edwards wants to guard the best player on the court. That's not Jokic, but
I would. Yeah, I think
Gilbert is for sure going against Jokic.
I think the Nuggets would be fine if Ant said, "Let me guard Jokic." So, what I will say,
Yeah,
the Timberwolves do look incredible. The defense looks like the number one defense that it is. Uh, the other thing I will say, they played the Suns, and I think
full different team.
as much as we said, you know, we've said a lot of bad things about the Suns, and I'll stand by that because going from the Suns to the Nuggets, you're dealing with a much, much different beast. A
Oh,
very,
definitely.
very, very different beast. Now, I know I told you this, but just to get my opinion out there. The Nuggets are so much better than the Suns that I feel like it's hard to take what the Timberwolves did in that series to this series. Now, obviously, the defense is still good. That's not changing. But I feel like I don't even know how you can lock up MPJ. Like I know you can, but it's just like a lot of his shots or a lot of his damage is just him hitting threes. Like just running off screens or like Jokic finding him open or something like that, and he'll just
Yeah,
hit a three. And a lot of them are contested. So to a certain extent, I feel like MPJ is going to try to do his thing regardless of who he's going against. Jamal Murray versus Ant, that is the most interesting part to me, because obviously
I
I'd love
love
to.
that one.
It is the premier matchup in terms of bucket for bucket. Because Gobert's not gonna, he's not there to give Jokic buckets. That's not his job. So it's just gonna be Jokic on offense versus Gobert on defense. But potentially it could be. I mean, just to watch Edwards versus Murray, with Murray on offense, that would just be cinema. Even even if Murray's not guarding Edwards on defense, which I don't think he will, but we'll have to see. I feel like he'll just be on a. He should just be on Conley most of the time, but you can force switches and all that, so we'll see. But my prediction, I think, regardless of who wins this series, is going to 7. I'm praying. I just hope it goes to
It's going
7.
to 7.
I just hope it goes to 7 because both of these teams are so freaking good. And like I've already said, I think whoever wins is going to win the finals. So I'm praying that this series goes to 7 because I would love to watch the chess match of Jokic on offense and then Gobert on defense, and their
Okay.
respective units. I feel like it'd be so fun. To me, the X factor is just how hard can Anthony Edwards carry. That's really the baseline because I've already seen Jokic do it. I've seen Murray do it. I've seen Porter do it to a certain extent. I don't know if I trust Cat to do it. So to me, it's just like, what can Anthony Edwards do in like the brightest lights that he's seen yet in his career? And
What
he's
can
played well in
Anthony
these
Edwards
bright
do?
lights. He's
No,
definitely
I
played
I
well.
know that. I have a feeling like Anthony Edwards is gonna talk his shit if they win the first round. I mean the first game.
Yeah, I mean,
The way how he's
probably.
been talking in front of his
He just be
goat.
talking. He just be talking. He just a talker. He just be talking like, oh, that's expected. That's what he does. That's what he's been doing. So go ahead, give your prediction. Who's winning?
My prediction is this is a bold prediction. Like in my head, I was like, I've been saying 6 or brackets and shit. I think they're gonna win in 5.
Oh, shut up, man. Come on.
It's
Don't do this.
ridiculous,
Don't do this. Don't do this. 5?
bro. I'm
5.
believing
Come
in Michael
on,
Jordan's son
man.
right now.
Come on, man. Not 5. 5? Of all the series
Uh,
you picked to be 5, you picked this one?
it's gonna be an interesting series.
Wait, who's winning?
Timberwolves.
Oh my god. 5? I mean, either way, 5. It better not be
It's gonna be a
5.
tight series though. It's gonna be like
It better not
I
be
feel like
5.
it's gonna come close, like how the Lakers were with the Nuggets. Someone's gonna come up and then lose at the end of the last 2 minutes. So
I feel like if the games are like that and the teams are closer in skill level, it's more likely it'll go to 7 than 5. Because each game with the Lakers was close, but the Nuggets are 100% a better team, so they won more
hundred
of the
percent.
close games. I feel like if the teams are more equal, then it'll get, they'll trade close games instead, and then it's more likely to go to 7.
But the Lakers to come close to the Nuggets and lose in 5 is kind of it's a series that could have gone to 7 either way too, because the all the games were close, and
Ah,
then it just came down to the last 3 minutes. But game 2 was different. They were up 20. I think I'm talking about game 3. Um, The team was up 20. Lakers were up 20, and then they lost in the fourth quarter. Every game was close. Jamal Murray just ended them.
I know. I'm saying
Uh,
those close games, those would just be Timberwolves wins. Half of those would be Timberwolves wins. If they go up 20, they're not going to lose like the Lakers. So
I
then the
don't think
series
so.
is
I feel like the Timberwolves are good defensively, where they don't think about double teaming. Because I don't think I wouldn't know who would you double team. Like, why would you need to from Timberwolves? For the Lakers to do double teaming in the third quarter to be up 20 was weird.
I would still believe in
Plus, the Lakers defense isn't as great as the Timberwolves.
I would still believe in the disgusting shot making on this Nuggets team. I don't care how good offense beats good defense every time. Good defense, better offense. That's
But
a
better
thing.
defense
That's a
wins
whole thing.
championships.
The whole thing is if the offense is better than the defense, it doesn't matter what the defense does. AD could have been in AD could have been standing right in front of, of Jamal Murray on every shot. Jamal Murray would still hit it over him every time.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm
he got
saying.
shat on by Jamal Murray,
Okay, that's
but
what I'm
the
saying though.
Timberwolves is a whole different. No, but I mean, what I'm saying with the Timberwolves is a
Anthony
whole different
Davis is
team.
Anthony Davis, the best top 3 defender Anthony Davis.
I think he fucked up when he said that.
Okay,
It
yeah, he
was
did. That doesn't that
karma
doesn't
really shook him.
that doesn't take away from the fact that he still played good defense on lots of possessions and still got shot over. And I'm not saying that's going to happen as often against the Timberwolves. I'm just saying that the Nuggets have the shooting ability to negate the defense. Like if anyone could do it, the Nuggets are definitely one of the teams that can do it. Not to mention they just have Jokic. Like Jokic is he's the guy. He's the guy. So,
I feel like we just gotta wait and see for the series to start first,
well, of
and then
course. Well,
we
duh,
just
but I'm
keep
just
on going
what
with
we
it.
got to talk about. Of course we'll see what
We do
happens when the
gotta.
game. Of course we'll see what happens when the game starts. That's what we're trying to predict. We're trying to say what's going to happen. That's what we're doing. We're talking it up right now.
I'm believing big time on the Timberwolves though.
I'm not believing in either of these teams in 5. I'm it's at least it's going to it better go to at least 6. It can't be 5. I'm saying Nuggets in 7. I think I've already said
If the
whichever.
Nuggets lose in 5, that's gonna be devastating.
It can't. The team's too good. It doesn't. The team is too good. These players are. They've already won a championship. They've been here before. Like they. But I'll say this is probably the hardest opponent they've had in the past 2 years.
It's
So
gonna be the toughest opponent. So I
yeah.
mean, we both know that whoever wins the series is gonna win the chip.
Well, probably that's what we believe. There are definitely people out there that don't believe what we believe, but that's what, from our
It's
perspective, that's what we think is going to happen. So that we'll have to see because that's a long time from now. And who knows?
yeah.
There could be, God forbid, there's been too many. There could be an injury that just completely invalidates any conversation we're having right now. It just
I hope
completely.
not. I'm just
That's what I'm saying. God forbid. Knock on wood. Please don't. I mean, I just want a good series. I just like watching basketball. Say
oh okay here.
say it to their
If
face.
AD's hurt, like he's hurt, is someone gonna replace him for the Team USA?
They're gonna have to figure it out. I would assume so because what else are they gonna do? They need someone to take
I
his
mean,
spot.
yeah, they have
They
to.
need someone to take his
Unless
spot.
he's gonna sit on the bench and be like, "Oh, I can play a little bit.
Yeah, like,
I'm
what's the point
cleared."
of that? Oh, there is one thing I was going to bring up. So there's been some controversy surrounding Big Joel Embiid today. Not today. This series. Go ahead, watch this video. Watch this clip. So Joel Embiid's coming down. He's complaining to the ref about a foul.
What foul?
Flop. It was a foul on the other end. It was on the other end. But
Oh,
he's
okay.
definitely complaining to him. You can see he's looking at him. He's like, he hit my arm. He hit my arm. Here you go. Just watch from here.
That is a flop. Ain't no way OG Anunoby is as strong as Kawhi.
So don't know if you saw it. We'll get a replay of it. Right here. So Joel Embiid's on the ground, right? He's on the ground. Mitchell Robinson is
Yeah.
next to him. Look what he does.
What the fuck?
He pulls Mitchell
And
Robinson's
pushes.
leg as he's going up to jump. Mitchell Robinson sprains his ankle and he has to leave the rest of the game.
Because of this man right here.
This is where people really started to turn on Embiid. Because that play is nothing but dirty. Nothing but dirty. Mitchell Robinson has been out all year with an ankle problem. He comes back, and Embiid, pissed that he didn't get a call, he sees Mitchell Robinson going up, and he says, "I'm bringing you down." Tugs
Come
his
on, Embiid.
ankle. Tugs his ankle. And Mitchell Robinson can't come back for this game. Now he has come back now. This isn't a lasting injury, but this is direct harm. This is directly hurting a player. He only got a flagrant one for this. He's pulling him down.
Wait, go back a little bit.
He hurt him on this play.
Go back. Look, bro, when he jumped, I don't know why I got distracted by this, but when he jumped, he lifted Embiid in the air too.
I mean, he felt someone grabbing him. He was like, what the fuck? So, I bring this up. I bring this up to say, Joel Embiid, you will not see success in this league.
No,
You will not see success for your dirty antics, sir.
like, respectfully, like, we'll see LeBron complain about a call and he'll throw a tantrum. But doing this is a fine, bro. Not just a flagrant, it's also a fine on top of that. Why are you trying to injure other players in the playoff game?
They let it. Hey, he's still playing. I don't think he didn't get fined for this.
No
And
suspension or anything.
now another thing. This is more conspiracy theory. But after this play, people made a compilation on Twitter, all his dirty plays, everything he's done where he's been either, reckless, just hitting people, doing whatever, body checking people, that kind of thing. It was a compilation of it. It got taken down. All the videos of Embiid doing stuff like that got taken down, including this flagrant one. Did the NBA do it? We don't know. We can't confirm that. But somebody took them down. Somebody is protecting Embiid. Somebody is saving this foul merchant. Somebody. We don't know who. Like I said, we can't confirm. But this guy, I'm gonna have to donate his jersey to fucking the thrift store. I can't wear his jersey anymore. He is a fraud. He's a free throw merchant, and he's dirty. And that's all I gotta say. I had to bring it up. I had it pulled up. I forgot to show you.
This kind of reminds me of play. This is not the same in the same text. It was a Kobe Bryant versus T-Mac in the Magic, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And this Kobe was like, "Oh, I read in the paper that your back was fucked up and you're gonna come back in the game." He grabs a rebound. I think T-Mac grabs the rebound. He goes down, and you see Kobe Bryant elbowing his back straight up.
Hey, he was also an
But
asshole.
this is worse.
Kobe
The
was
fact
also
that you're
an
on the
asshole.
ground is like holding him down.
I mean, this is also fucked up. People are gonna say, what about Draymond? Obviously, Draymond's been suspended and all that. He's been punished. But I feel like what Draymond does isn't as bad as this. Because when Draymond does it, you can tell he's just being an ass. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, he's just lashing out. It's just kind of like fits of anger. This is like he's trying to be sneaky about it. It's like he's trying to do it without getting caught. When Draymond does it, he's just doing it. He's like, it's
Let's
pretty, it's
not even
really
sleep.
obvious what Draymond's doing. But Embiid, you might miss it. You might not actually see what he's doing. And he like I said, he has a lot. He has a compilation. There's a bunch of plays where he's doing shady shit. I can't support that, and I will never wear his jersey again. Now that means nothing to Embiid. I'm just saying right now, I can no longer support this man. I've seen his true colors, and he's a free throw merchant. And that's where I stand.
Shake my head, bro. I hope he doesn't win.
Jalen Brunson, please stop this man. Tyrese Maxey, this is your team, but you cannot let this man succeed.
I mean, Embiid literally slapped Jalen Brunson in the face earlier,
He
not too
did.
long ago.
He did. He did slap Jalen Brunson in the face. I think we're gonna end it there on this hater ass note. Real quick, the Pacers and the Bucks. The Pacers are up, or no, the Bucks are up by 12 with 8 minutes left in the third.
Excited to see.
It'll be really funny if by the time this gets uploaded, the Bucks are eliminated. Uh, but if that's what happens, that's what happens. But yeah, that's all for this episode. We will upload as more things happen. Once all the round one teams are dead and gone, we'll have a video for all the losers. All the losers that could not advance. And we'll send them off with a proper mourning. But for now, this has been the Hooper Soul Podcast. I am Jacob with my wonderful host, PJ. We will see y'all soon. Peace out.
Peace.